Baik, silahkan diaktifkan kameranya. Made Kristal, Mark, Fiona, Beatrice, Graciela, Aileen, dan Elias, silahkan diaktifkan kameranya, Nak. Mark bisa mendengar suara Miss yang jelas, Nak? Baik, sudah diaktifkan ya kameranya. Jadi selama pembelajaran, kamera kalian tetap diaktifkan. Nah, jika ada kendala, silahkan konfirmasi ke Miss terlebih dahulu ya. Anak-anak sudah siap belajar fisika hari ini? Sudah siap? Sudah sempat membaca modul yang Miss sediakan di Moodle? Sudah sempat? Belum. Jadi nanti silahkan dibaca ya modulnya, karena di sana sudah disediakan semua materi yang akan Miss ajarkan. Nah, anak-anak, sebelum kita lanjut belajar, ada baiknya kita berdoa terlebih dahulu ya. Boleh Miss minta salah satu dari kalian untuk memimpin doa hari ini? Miss minta Elias, bisa tolong pimpin doa hari ini, Nak?
Halo Miss.
Ya, Elias bisa bantu Miss pimpin doa hari ini?
Aduh, bisa Miss.
Baik, silahkan Elias.
Oke teman-teman, sebelum kita mulai pelajaran mari kita berdoa. Tuhan Yesus, terima kasih Tuhan atas penyertaan Tuhan dari malam hingga pagi ini Tuhan. Sebentar lagi kami akan memulai pelajaran fisika Tuhan. Berkati guru yang akan mengajar dan berkati kami supaya bisa dengarkan dengan baik Tuhan. Dalam Tuhan Yesus, haleluya, amin.
Baik, terima kasih Elias. Aurelia, silahkan diaktifkan kameranya, Nak. Graciela Aurelia, silahkan diaktifkan kameranya. Baik, terima kasih Aurelia. Jadi hari ini Miss akan mengajak kalian melanjutkan materi sebelumnya ya. Ada yang masih ingat nggak? Minggu lalu kita sudah belajar sampai materi apa? Ada yang masih ingat?
Sampai jarak dan perpindahan, Miss.
Baik, terima kasih Evan. Jadi kita minggu lalu sudah belajar sampai jarak dan perpindahan. Nah, selanjutnya Miss akan membahas lebih lanjut lagi mengenai besaran-besaran yang terkait dengan gerak lurus. Nah, Miss ingatkan kembali, pada tiap pertemuan Miss akan mengumpulkan poin-poin dari kalian seperti peraturan yang sudah Miss jelaskan pada pertemuan pertama. Jadi silahkan kalian aktif menjawab pertanyaan dari Miss untuk mendapatkan poin. Jadi silahkan diperhatikan slide yang akan Miss tayangkan. Anak-anak sudah semuanya dapat memperhatikan slide yang Miss tayangkan? Sudah. Jadi sebelumnya Miss sudah sempat menjelaskan bahwa dalam gerak lurus, karena kita belajar gerak lurus hari ini, dalam gerak lurus ada beberapa besaran yang akan kalian pelajari. Yang pertama adalah jarak dan perpindahan. Itu sudah kalian pelajari pada pertemuan selanjutnya. Kemudian ada kelajuan dan kecepatan. Dan yang terakhir ada percepatan. Nah, sebelum Miss lanjut ke kecepatan dan kelajuan, apakah kalian masih ingat perbedaan dari jarak dan perpindahan? Jika ada yang masih ingat, silahkan berikan reaction dulu, kemudian aktifkan audionya. Bagaimana? Ada yang masih ingat perbedaan jarak dan perpindahan? Jadi minggu lalu sudah Miss jelaskan apa saja perbedaan jarak dan perpindahan. Baik dari jenis besaran, kemudian definisi, serta rumus yang kita gunakan. Ada yang bisa membantu Miss menjelaskan perbedaan jarak dan perpindahan? Baik, di sini ada jawaban dari teman kalian ya. Ada 2 siswa yang menjelaskan. Ada Casey, jarak merupakan besaran skalar dan perpindahan merupakan besaran vektor. Bagus jawaban Casey. Kemudian dari Dewa Adit. Adit menjawab jarak termasuk besaran skalar, sedangkan perpindahan merupakan perubahan posisi suatu benda pada selang waktu tertentu. Bagus ya jawabannya Adit. Kemudian dari Beatrice, jarak selalu positif, sedangkan perpindahan bisa negatif, bisa positif juga. Jadi jawaban dari teman-teman kalian itu lebih mengacu pada ciri yang pertama, yaitu perbedaan jenis besarannya. Jarak termasuk besaran skalar, sedangkan perpindahan termasuk besaran vektor. Yang lainnya bagaimana? Ada yang ingin menambahkan jawaban dari teman kalian? Jadi perbedaannya itu ada 3 ya. Sebelumnya Miss jelaskan ada 3 perbedaan. Sementara teman kalian baru menjelaskan 1 perbedaannya saja. Yang lainnya bagaimana? Ada yang bisa menjelaskan perbedaan lain dari jarak dan perpindahan?
Jarak adalah panjang sebenarnya, melainkan perpindahan adalah perubahan kedudukan.
Baik, terima kasih Evan, jawabannya bagus. Jadi itu ciri yang kedua. Yang lainnya bagaimana? Ada yang ingin menambahkan lagi? Jawaban dari Evan, Adit, Beatrice, dan Casey? Baik, dari Josefina, jarak itu arah, perpindahan nilai dan arah. Jadi lebih menuju ke jenis besarannya ya, jarak besaran skalar, perpindahan besaran vektor. Jawaban dari Josefina sudah bagus juga ya. Baik, kalau begitu cukup sampai di situ dulu. Miss ajukan pertanyaan terkait dengan jarak dan perpindahan. Selanjutnya kita akan belajar mengenai kelajuan dan kecepatan. Nah, istilah kelajuan dan kecepatan dalam kehidupan sehari-hari itu biasanya kita anggap sebagai definisi yang sama, mempunyai definisi yang sama. Nah, menurut kalian, apakah kelajuan dan kecepatan itu mempunyai definisi yang sama atau berbeda dalam fisika? Coba berikan pendapat kalian. Menurut kalian, apakah kelajuan dan kecepatan itu menyatakan definisi yang sama atau berbeda dalam konsep fisika? Dari Casey berbeda, yang lainnya bagaimana? Casey, Beatrice beda. Nah, baik, banyak yang menyatakan berbeda ya. Nah, apakah ada yang bisa menjelaskan mengapa kalian menjawab kedua besaran tersebut mempunyai definisi yang berbeda? Jadi poinnya Miss ambil dari penjelasan kalian yang ini ya, bukan pilihan berbeda atau samanya. Ada yang bisa membantu Miss menjelaskan mengapa kalian memilih bahwa kecepatan dan kelajuan menyatakan definisi yang berbeda dalam konsep fisika? Ada yang bisa menjelaskan? Bagaimana, Nana? Ada yang bisa menjelaskan kenapa kalian memilih berbeda? Dari Kathleen, konsepnya sama. Jadi Kathleen menyatakan pendapat yang berbeda dari temannya ya. Dari Casey, kelajuan merupakan besaran skalar, sedangkan kecepatan merupakan besaran vektor. Jawabannya Casey sudah bagus ya. Lalu dari saya, kelajuan memiliki nilai, sedangkan kecepatan mempunyai nilai dan arah. Bagus, jawabannya saya dan Casey sudah sama ya. Jadi menyatakan perbedaan jenis besarannya. Yang lainnya bagaimana? Adakah yang ingin menyampaikan pendapatnya? Mengapa menurut kalian kecepatan dan kelajuan tersebut berbeda? Dari Evan, kelajuan besaran skalar, kecepatan besaran vektor. Jadi sama ya, jawaban dari Casey, Yesaya, dan Evan. Kathleen bisa mendengar suara Miss yang jelas, nak? Kathleen bisa mendengar suara Miss dengan jelas? Baik, Kathleen bisa berikan pendapatnya kenapa Kathleen menyatakan konsep kecepatan dan kelajuan sama? Bisa diaktifkan audionya sebentar?
Karena Kathleen lihat dari PPT yang Miss kasih di LMS itu kayak artinya jarak, perpindahan, dan juga kelajuan dan kecepatan itu cukup sama.
Baik, terima kasih Kathleen. Jadi jawaban Kathleen di sini akan Miss koreksi sedikit ya nak. Jadi dalam fisika, kecepatan, kelajuan itu menyatakan konsep yang berbeda. Tapi dalam kehidupan sehari-hari, kita seringkali mensalahartikan. Kita sering menganggap itu sama. Jika dari kalimatnya terlihat sama, tetapi definisinya atau artinya itu berbeda ya. Sampai di sini Kathleen sudah paham, Nak?
Paham, Miss.
Baik, kalau begitu supaya lebih paham lagi, akan Miss tayangkan kenapa bisa dikatakan berbeda. Anak-anak sudah semuanya bisa melihat slide yang Miss tayangkan? Sudah? Nah, jadi anak-anak silahkan diperhatikan slide yang Miss tayangkan, karena nanti di akhir pelajaran Miss akan mengadakan sesi tanya-jawab dan latihan soal. Jadi nanti kalau tanya-jawab, Miss akan tunjuk salah satu dari kalian untuk menjelaskan kembali materi yang Miss berikan tadi. Jadi silahkan diperhatikan, jika ada materi yang kurang kalian pahami, silahkan ditanyakan. Jadi kita lanjut, perbedaan kelajuan dan kecepatan. Sama seperti jarak dan perpindahan, kedua besaran ini mempunyai definisi yang berbeda, di mana kelajuan itu menyatakan besaran skalar. Jadi kalau dia merupakan besaran skalar, maka kelajuan hanya berfokus pada nilai, sehingga nilainya selalu positif. Walaupun benda bergerak ke arah kanan, ke kiri, ke atas, ke bawah, nilai kelajuannya selalu bernilai positif karena dia merupakan besaran skalar. Dari segi definisi kalian perhatikan, kelajuan itu menyatakan jarak yang ditempuh benda tiap satuan waktu. Jadi di sini kita fokus pada kata jarak. Untuk kelajuan kita gunakan jarak. Sedangkan pada kecepatan, kalian perhatikan, kecepatan ini termasuk ke dalam besaran vektor. Jadi dia berfokus pada nilai dan arah. Jadi karena dia berfokus pada nilai dan arah, apabila benda bergerak ke arah kanan, maka kecepatan benda tersebut bernilai positif. Tetapi jika benda bergerak ke arah kiri, maka kecepatan benda bernilai negatif. Jadi itu bedanya. Sedangkan dalam definisinya, kecepatan menyatakan perpindahan yang dialami benda tiap satuan waktu. Jadi kalau kelajuan kita fokus pada jarak, kalau kecepatan kita berfokus pada perpindahan. Nah, sampai di sini apakah ada yang ingin ditanyakan anak-anak terkait perbedaan kelajuan dan kecepatan? Sudah jelas semua? Baik, jika sudah akan Miss lanjutkan ya. Selanjutnya adalah rumus yang kalian gunakan. Dalam fisika, kelajuan dan kecepatan, jadi kita dapat menghitung kelajuan dan kecepatan rata-rata dari suatu benda yang bergerak dengan rumus berikut. Jadi kalian perhatikan, jika kalian diminta mencari kelajuan rata-rata dari suatu benda yang bergerak, gunakan rumus yang ada di tabel kiri, di mana V itu menyatakan kelajuan rata-rata dengan satuan meter per sekon, itu sama dengan S dibagi T. S itu menyatakan jarak tempuh total. Satuannya adalah meter, kemudian T itu menyatakan waktu tempuh. Satuannya adalah sekon. Jadi kalau diminta tentukan kelajuan rata-rata benda tersebut, kalian gunakan jarak tempuh dibagi waktu ya. Ingat, dikonversikan terlebih dahulu satuannya. Jika dalam soal diberikan satuan jarak tempuhnya adalah kilometer, kalian harus konversikan ke dalam meter terlebih dahulu. Jadi, itu tadi rumus dari kelajuan rata-rata. Kemudian, kecepatan rata-rata. Di sini kecepatan rata-rata dapat kalian cari dengan rumus V sama dengan delta X dibagi delta T. V di sini menyatakan kecepatan rata-rata, satuannya masih sama, meter per sekon. Kemudian delta X itu menyatakan perpindahan ya. Jadi untuk kecepatan rata-rata yang kalian gunakan adalah perpindahan. Delta T dibagi merupakan selang waktu. Jadi ini rumus yang kalian gunakan jika diminta mencari kecepatan rata-rata. Sudah paham anak-anak terkait perbedaan kelajuan dan kecepatan rata-rata? Sudah paham? Baik, jika tidak ada yang ingin ditanyakan, Miss lanjutkan ya ke contoh soal. Nah, kalian perhatikan contoh soal kelajuan rata-rata. Di sini kalian perhatikan ada soal sebuah mobil bergerak menempuh jarak 180 meter selama 25 sekon. Tentukan kelajuan rata-rata mobil tersebut. Jadi ingat dalam fisika, jika soalnya berbentuk hitungan, kalian harus sertakan diketahui, ditanya, jawab, rumus, dan satuan yang tepat. Jadi kita analisis dulu, kita cari apa saja yang diketahui dalam soal. Di soal kalian perhatikan sebuah mobil bergerak menempuh jarak 180 meter. Jadi diketahui jarak dalam fisika dilambangkan S sama dengan 180 meter. Lalu selama 25 sekon. Selama 25 sekon menyatakan waktu tempuh. T sama dengan 25S. Kemudian baru kita analisis apa yang ditanya dalam soal. Yang ditanya dalam soal adalah tentukan kelajuan rata-rata mobil tersebut. Berarti V. V bar sama dengan berapa? Baru kemudian kalian masuk ke jawab, gunakan rumus. Karena yang ditanya adalah kelajuan rata-rata, gunakan rumus kelajuan. Rumus kelajuan yang ini, V sama dengan S dibagi T. Jadi dimasukkan V sama dengan S dibagi T, masukkan nilai S-nya 180 meter, kemudian T-nya atau waktu tempuhnya 25 sekon. Jadi 180 dibagi 25, jawabannya 7,2, satuannya meter per sekon. Nah, sampai di sini, apakah ada yang ingin ditanyakan anak-anak terkait dengan cara menjawab latihan soal untuk mencari kelajuan dan kecepatan rata-rata? Sudah jelas semua? Baik, jika sudah, Miss lanjutkan ya. Jadi, selain ada kelajuan dan kecepatan rata-rata, ada juga kelajuan dan kecepatan sesaat. Jadi, kecepatan dan kelajuan rata-rata itu digunakan untuk menentukan kelajuan dan kecepatan benda totalnya. Sedangkan untuk sesaat, kelajuan sesaat digunakan untuk menentukan kelajuan suatu benda pada waktu tertentu. Nah, kelajuan sesaat kendaraan itu dapat kita ukur dengan speedometer. Jadi, speedometer yang ada di kendaraan baik motor maupun mobil itu sebenarnya mengukur kelajuan sesaat mobil tersebut, bukan mengukur kecepatan mobil tersebut. Sedangkan untuk mengukur kecepatan sesaat dari suatu benda, kita menggunakan alat yang disebut dengan velocitometer. Jadi ingat ya, perbedaan alat ukurnya. Kelajuan sesaat diukur dengan speedometer, kecepatan sesaat diukur dengan velocitometer. Selanjutnya adalah percepatan. Jadi di sini percepatan itu menyatakan perubahan kecepatan dalam selang waktu tertentu. Ingat anak-anak, percepatan menyatakan perubahan kecepatan. Percepatan itu termasuk besaran vektor, karena kecepatan tadi besaran vektor. Nah, karena dia besaran vektor, dia dapat bernilai positif maupun negatif. Apabila hasil jawaban kalian mendapatkan nilai positif percepatannya, berarti benda tersebut bergerak dipercepat. Tetapi, jika hasil jawaban kalian mendapatkan nilai percepatan negatif, berarti benda tersebut bergerak diperlambat. Nah, percepatan suatu benda itu dapat kalian hitung dengan rumus yang ada di slide. A sama dengan delta V dibagi delta T. Nah, di mana A ini menyatakan kecepatan rata-rata. Kecepatan rata-rata satuannya meter per sekon kuadrat. Kemudian delta V itu menyatakan perubahan kecepatan. Meter per sekon satuannya. Delta T selang waktu. Baik, kalau begitu langsung saja kita masuk ke contoh soal. Di sini, sebuah benda mula-mula bergerak dengan kecepatan 5 meter per sekon. Jika dalam selang waktu 5 sekon, kecepatannya berubah menjadi 25 meter per sekon, tentukan percepatan rata-rata benda tersebut. Jadi, kita mulai dari diketahui. Kalian perhatikan, sebuah benda mula-mula bergerak dengan kecepatan 5 meter per sekon. Berarti V1-nya 5 meter per sekon. Kecepatan pertama, itu 5 meter per sekon. Kemudian setelah 5 sekon, kecepatannya berubah menjadi 25 meter per sekon. Jadi V kedua, V2, itu 25 meter per sekon. Lalu yang diketahui, selang waktu 5 sekon, berarti delta T 5 sekon. Lalu kita analisis apa yang ditanya dalam soal. Tentukan percepatan rata-rata, berarti A-nya berapa? Jadi tinggal masukkan, rumus A adalah delta V dibagi delta T. Jadi sama dengan V2, jadi delta V itu menyatakan perubahan kecepatan ya. Perubahan kecepatan berarti selisih kedua kecepatan. V2 dikurangi V1. 25 dikurangi 5. Dibagi selang waktu 5 sama dengan 20 dibagi 5. Jadi percepatannya adalah 4 meter per sekon kuadrat. Sampai sini apakah ada yang ingin ditanyakan anak-anak terkait dengan soal percepatan? Jika ada, silakan ditanyakan sebelum kita masuk ke latihan soal. Bagaimana? Ada yang ingin ditanyakan untuk kecepatan, kelajuan, dan percepatan?
Ya, Miss.
Sudah?
Saya boleh tanya?
Baik, silahkan Evan.
Kalau misalnya ada 3 variabel, ada nggak nanti, Miss? Misalkan kan ini bendanya kan 5 meter per second, lalu menjadi 25 meter per second. Nah, kalau misalnya ada lagi variabel ketiga, ada nggak, Miss, soal kayak gitu?
Kalau variabel ketiga itu masuk ke dalam GLBB ya, Nak. Gerak lurus berubah beraturan. Ya?
Oh, oke, Miss.
Nah, untuk GLBB itu akan Miss jelaskan di materi selanjutnya. Untuk GLBB beda lagi rumusnya ya. Nah, yang Miss jelaskan hari ini adalah GLB, gerak lurus beraturan dulu. Jadi hanya ada 2 variabel. Perubahan kecepatannya dari 5 ke 25. Atau mungkin hanya ada 2 kecepatan saja. Baik, Evan, apakah ada yang ingin ditanyakan lagi? Sudah jelas, Evan? Sudah? Nah,
Jelas, Miss.
anak-anak yang lain bagaimana? Apakah ada yang ingin ditanyakan sebelum Miss berikan latihan soal untuk pertemuan hari ini? Tidak ada? Baik, jika tidak ada, silahkan dibuka modul fisika yang disediakan, halaman 8, poin A dan B. Nah, anak-anak sudah semuanya bisa melihat slide yang Miss tayangkan? Nah, di sini ada di modulnya kalian cari halaman 8, poin A dan B. Silahkan dikerjakan. Jadi Miss berikan waktu 15 menit untuk kalian mengerjakan poin A dan B. Jadi nanti waktunya sampai pukul 8.40 ya. Silahkan dikerjakan, nanti akan kita bahas bersama. Jika ada yang ingin ditanyakan, silahkan ditanyakan. Jika tidak, silahkan dikerjakan. Anak-anak sudah semuanya selesai mengerjakan tugas yang Miss berikan? Ada yang sudah selesai? Baru Gaudia? Anak-anak masih bingung di poin yang mana? A atau B? Ada yang masih bingung dalam mengerjakannya? Bingung menggunakan rumus mungkin? Atau menganalisis soalnya? Tidak ada kesulitan? Jika ada, baik dari Evan ya, dari Evan. Yang A ya. Di sini kalian perhatikan dulu ya anak-anak. Di sini yang poin A diminta mencari kelajuan rata-rata dan kecepatan rata-rata mobil. Kedua besaran ini berbeda rumusnya. Berbeda rumusnya ya. Kelajuan rata-rata kalian gunakan jarak tempuh. Tadi rumus kelajuan adalah jarak tempuh dibagi waktu. Jarak tempuhnya 20 km, jadikan meter dulu. Waktu tempuhnya 1 jam, jadikan second dulu. Baru kalian bagi menjadi kelajuan rata-rata. Kalau kecepatan rata-rata itu menggunakan perpindahan. Kalian perhatikan, perpindahan adalah besaran vektor, memperhatikan nilai dan arah. Di sini mobil bergerak ke kanan 20 km. Kemudian mobil kembali ke posisi awal. Jadi dia bergerak ke kiri lagi 20 km. Kira-kira berapa perpindahan mobil tersebut? Ke kanan 20 km, ke kiri 20 km. Berapa perpindahannya? Kalau sudah ketemu perpindahannya, baru dibagi waktu tempuh. Baik, dari Beatrice, ya, 0 meter ya, perpindahannya 0 meter. Karena ke kanan positif 20 km, ke kiri minus 20 km. 20 minus 20, 0. Jadi perpindahannya 0 km. Dibagi 1, sama dengan kecepatan rata-ratanya. Sampai di sini ada yang ingin ditanyakan untuk poin A? Baik, jika tidak, silahkan dilanjutkan pengerjaan untuk poin A dan B. Untuk jawaban kalian silahkan dikirimkan ke Moodle ya. Jadi Miss berikan tambahan waktu sampai 8.50. Setelah itu akan Miss bahas poin A dan poin B. Baik, Miss di sini menjawab pertanyaan dari Evan. Jadi kecepatan itu rumusnya perpindahan dibagi waktu ya. Karena perpindahannya 0, 0 dibagi waktu tempuhnya. Berapa waktu tempuhnya tadi? Itu adalah kecepatan dari mobil untuk soal A. Baik, dari Casey. Misalkan menjawab pertanyaan dari Casey. Bagian B menjadikan dari kilometer menjadi meter per sekon. Kalian perhatikan sebentar anak-anak. Di sini akan Miss jelaskan cara merubah kilometer menjadi meter per sekon. Anak-anak sudah semuanya dapat melihat Word yang Miss tayangkan? Sudah? Nah, jadi di sana soalnya dalam bentuk 80 km per jam ya. 80 km per jam, kita jadikan meter per sekon. Miss contohkan satu dulu. 80 km per jam. Dikonversikan ke meter per sekon. 80 km dirubah ke meter. Itu sama dengan 80.000 meter. Dibagi. Di sini 80 km per jam itu sama dengan 80 km dibagi 1 jam. 1 jam kita konversikan ke dalam sekon. 1 jam itu nilainya 3.600 sekon. Jadi 80 km per jam itu sama dengan 80.000 meter dibagi 3.600 sekon. Hasil baginya adalah hasil baginya 80.000 dibagi 3.600 sama dengan 22,22 meter per sekon. Ini adalah cara mengkonversi dari kilometer per jam menjadi meter per sekon. Untuk mengkonversi 35 km per jam menjadi meter per sekon juga sama. 35 km dirubah ke meter, 35.000 dibagi 1 jam dikonversikan ke sekon, sama dengan 3.600 sekon. Jadi jawabannya silahkan dicari berapa meter per sekon. Kalau sudah ketemu, baru kalian cari selisih dari kedua kecepatan, lalu dibagi dengan waktu tempuhnya. Aileen, untuk mencari kecepatannya dengan membagi perpindahan dan waktu. Jadi cari dulu perpindahannya, kemudian dibagi waktu. Anak-anak, silahkan dikumpulkan tugasnya, karena waktunya sudah habis ya. Dan selanjutnya akan Miss bahas tugas yang Miss berikan tadi. Jadi selesai tidak selesai, silakan dikumpulkan. Kumpulnya di Moodle ya. Di sana sudah disediakan slot pengumpulan tugas pertemuan kedua. Ini tugas pertemuan 2. Di bagian gerak lurus, gaya dan gerak. Baru ada 2 siswa yang mengumpulkan. Yang lainnya silahkan dikumpulkan supaya bisa Miss bahas untuk latihan soal pertemuan kedua. Baru 5 siswa yang mengumpulkan. Masih ada 15 yang belum mengumpulkan. Jadi Miss tunggu sampai 8.55 ya. Kemudian akan langsung Miss bahas. Baik, di sini akan sayangkan ada beberapa siswa yang belum mengumpulkan ya. Jadi ada Mark, Natania, Yesaya, Monica, Beatrice, Jehuda, Davinia, Gaudia, Eric, Graziella, itu belum mengumpulkan. Jadi, silahkan dikumpulkan. Nah, untuk pengerjaan tugasnya silahkan dihentikan dulu, karena sekarang akan Miss bahas untuk 2 soal tadi. Jadi anak-anak, Miss percaya kalian jujur, jadi nanti setelah Miss bahas, kalian tetap mengirimkan tugas yang memang kalian kerjakan. Jadi jangan dikoreksi lagi sesuai dengan penjelasan dari Miss. Tugas yang kalian kumpulkan sesuai dengan yang sudah kalian kerjakan. Nah, untuk pembahasan Miss silahkan dicatat di catatannya untuk dipelajari. Tidak dikumpulkan ya. Jadi untuk 2 poin tadi, kalian perhatikan pembahasannya. Pembahasan poin A dan B. Anak-anak untuk poin A, apakah ada yang mengalami kesulitan? Ada yang mengalami kesulitan untuk poin A? Di sana kalian diminta untuk mencari kelajuannya. Kelajuan dari mobil. Rumus kelajuan adalah V sama dengan S dibagi T. Jarak dibagi waktu. Ya. Nah, jarak tempuhnya adalah 20 km. Kita rubah ke meter, 20.000 per 1 jam, 3.600 sekon. Berarti di sini berapa jawabannya? Ada yang ketemu jawabannya? 20.000 dibagi 3.600. 5,5 ya. 5,5 meter per sekon ya. Ini kelajuan. Kemudian kecepatan. Kecepatan itu menyatakan perpindahan. Rumusnya V sama dengan perpindahan. Dinyatakan dengan delta X dibagi delta T. Kalian perhatikan perpindahannya kita hitung. Mobil bergerak 20 km ke kanan, positif 20 km. Bergerak 20 km ke kiri, minus 20 km. Dibagi waktu tempuhnya adalah 1 jam. Ini kilometer, ini dalam bentuk jam. Dan perhatikan di sini 0 km dibagi 1 jam. Sama dengan 0. Jadi kecepatannya adalah 0 karena tidak mengalami perpindahan. Kemudian poin B. Di sana kalian diminta untuk mencari percepatan. Rumus percepatan rata-rata adalah perubahan kecepatan dibagi waktu. Sudah? Nah, di sana kecepatannya adalah 80 km per jam. 80 V2-nya 80 km per jam. Dirubah ke dalam meter per sekon. Sudah tadi ya. Tadi jawabannya 22 ya. 22,22 meter per sekon. Lalu kecepatan yang pertama tadi adalah 35 km per jam. Dirubah ke meter per sekon, jawabannya tadi, ada yang masih ingat? 35 km per jam dirubah ke dalam meter per sekon? Ada yang tahu jawabannya? 35 km. Dirubah kilometer per jam dirubah ke dalam bentuk meter per sekon. Baik, di sini 9,72. Bagus ya. 9,72. 9,72 meter per sekon. Kita cari perubahannya. Di sini perubahannya adalah 12,5 meter per sekon. Jadi percepatannya 12,5 dibagi 5 detik. Sama dengan berapa di sini? 12,5 dibagi 5. 5,5 ya. 12,5 dibagi 5. Maaf, 2,5. 2,5 meter per sekon kuadrat. Ini jawaban untuk poin B. Nah, sampai di sini apakah ada yang benar untuk poin A dan poin B-nya? Ada yang benar jawabannya untuk poin A dan B? Salah ya? Jadi, silahkan difoto dulu jawaban pembahasan dari Miss terkait dengan poin A dan poin B. Baik, banyak yang A saja yang benar ya. Yang B-nya ada yang salah. Jadi silahkan dicatat dulu atau difoto. Baik, sudah selesai difoto? Nah, kalau begitu untuk pertemuan kali ini Miss cukupkan sampai di sini. Silahkan dipelajari untuk materi gerak lurus beraturan dan gerak lurus berubah beraturan. Karena minggu depan akan Miss adakan latihan soal seperti ini. Ya, anak-anak yang belum mengumpulkan silahkan dikumpulkan jawabannya. Ingat, jangan dikirimkan jawaban yang sudah Miss bahas tadi, tapi yang sudah memang kalian kerjakan. Baik, kalau tidak ada yang ingin ditanyakan, Miss cukupkan pertemuan kita hari ini. Sampai ketemu minggu depan dan tetap jaga kesehatan ya.
It's like,
Go ahead.
kayak sesuatu yang nggak terbuat dari industri gitu, kayak alami, terbuat gitu, kayak handmade gitu.
All right. Yeah. So Elias just gave me a different definition as well. Existing in or caused by. Oh, no, it's not really different. Existing in or caused by nature, not made or caused by humankind. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, cool. Anyone have a different definition? Any other definition? Do you guys know that usually you use the word natural to explain something that is normal, right? Normal. It's natural. It's only normal, right? Especially when you want to explain a certain behavior that humans do. For example, it's only natural for you to feel hungry. So it's only normal for you to feel hungry, right? So always remember that one word can consist of several meanings. So, Miss Duna, how do I know which meaning you're talking about? Which meaning are you saying? Or which meaning do you mean? Pay attention to the context, okay? If you pay attention to the context of the sentence, then you would know what the person means by the word, okay? So you know which definition the person is using, okay? Anyone have a different word that has two different meanings? No? I can think of natural though. It has two different meanings. Sometimes you use the word natural to explain something that is normal. And also you use that word to explain something that is consisting of nature. Okay, so I have two discussion for us today. The reason why I always have discussion is because it's your speaking practice, okay? And if you notice, I always ask you why. That is because, people, I want you guys to start learning to explain your answer or to explain your point. So we have a point, right, in every question. So if you have an answer to a question, you need to explain why your answer is valid or why your answer is correct, okay, by explaining why. Like you can't say, Miss Duna, food is important, but then you don't explain to me why food is important. I go like, seriously? Okay, no, you have to explain to convince me why your food is important, okay? So for example, Miss Juna, if you don't eat, you'll die. So that is convincing enough, right? Life or death. So yeah, I have one question. What is an example of something that is natural? Anyone know an example of something that is natural? Anyone have an example? I'm also okay with you guys chatting it, okay? So you guys don't need to like unmute yourself, but it's fine if you chat it. Okay, what about you, Evan? Do you have an example of something that is natural? Talent. Okay. Ooh, natural talent. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's a good one. Natural talent. Okay, so Evan, do you have a example of something that is natural?
I guess plants.
Plants, yes. Plants, flower, yep. Okay. Mountain. Yeah, representing nature. Yep. All right. Oh yeah, that's super cool. Cool. Okay. Second question, which I think is interesting. Do you guys think that natural is always a good thing? So you guys know that there are many products that are told to be natural, but do you guys think that something that is natural is always good? If you agree that natural is always good, give me a thumbs up. If you agree. Oh, okay. There's only one. Okay, Dewa. Okay. Do you want to explain why you think something natural is always good, Dewa? I'm gonna ask you to unmute yourself. Okay, who disagrees that natural is always a good thing? Give me a thumbs up if you disagree. Who has no opinion? Give me a thumbs up. Who has no opinion in the matter? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Apparently a lot. Okay, wait. So, okay, okay, Kathleen, you have no opinion on the matter? Or do you have an opinion? Okay, you don't have an opinion. Okay, what about you, Mark? Do you think that natural is always a good thing?
I think so.
You think so? Okay. Okay, sometimes our like mushrooms are not good. Okay, yeah. Okay, what about you, Evan? Do you think natural is always a good thing?
It depends on the context. For example, natural is not a good thing when you just ate like, for example, carrot, right? You
Yeah.
need to add something like salt, water, and boil it together. So I don't know. I think sometimes can be
Sometimes can't. Yeah.
not good, sometimes good.
All right. Yeah. I think I can agree with that. Okay, cool. Thank you for the response, guys. It's pretty cool. All right. So let's move on. Okay. Let's move on from this shenanigans. Okay. Let's go. All right. Okay. So we have several academic words. Okay. So you have one cultural, second cycle, three migration, and fourth tradition. Okay. Who knows what cultural means? I'm gonna assess whether you guys already understand the words I present here or not. Who knows what cultural means? Give me a hand raise if you know what cultural means. Okay, someone raise it. Okay, Mark. Okay, what do you think cultural means, Mark?
Yeah, something like I said.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's like a custom
Custom.
done
Very
by people.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mark. All right. What about cycle? Who knows what cycle means? Cycle. Anyone? All right, Monica, go ahead.
Something that goes on and just repeats, like the process repeats, just like a butterfly cycle.
Oh yeah, good. Anyone else know what cycle means? Actually, Monica summed it up pretty well. Okay, let's go with the next word. Migration. Ooh, that's a big word. Migration. Okay, who knows what migration means? Okay, Evan, go ahead.
Something that moves to another place,
Yes, good.
I
Very
guess. Like
okay.
people moving to another country for maybe new jobs or
Mhm.
new people. Yes.
All right. Good, 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 good. Thank you. Okay. Elias says moving from one part to something of something to another, which is very true. Okay. All right. Next is tradition. Who knows what tradition means? Oh, now this gets interesting. Who knows what tradition means? All right, then I have a question. What's the difference between cultural and tradition? Oh, it's pretty similar, isn't it? But yeah, what's the difference? What is tradition? Let's go with that first. What does tradition mean? Anyone knows what tradition means? Give me a hand raise if you do. Something goes from generation to generation, says Natania. Yeah, something that goes from generation to the generation. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Anyone else have a different definition of tradition? What about you, Yesaya? Do you have a different definition or the same? What do you think tradition mean?
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you have the same definition. Okay. Kathleen, something that we do from our ancestors. Okay. Yes. Can you think of an example, Kathleen? Okay. Go ahead and unmute yourself to give us the example.
Like something that we cook on like a celebration day.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. So let's look at it, shall we? Okay, wait, hold on. Before I continue, who here believes that cultural and tradition are different? Give me a thumbs up if you think that cultural and tradition is different. It's a different thing. Okay, Mark. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you think they're the same. Yesaya thinks it's the same. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see, shall we? So that we can see the difference. Okay. Because those are pretty similar, but yet different. Okay. All right. So cultural means having to do with a specific social and ethnic group. Cycle, you guys guessed it, a series of events that happen again and again, like the butterfly cycle. And migration is travel from one region or climate to another, as very well explained by Evan. And tradition is a practice or custom handed down from older people to younger people. You guys got that down. But here's the difference, okay, between cultural and tradition. What is the base word for cultural? Who knows the base word for cultural? What is the base word for cultural? All right, go ahead. Oh, okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Mark.
The base word, yeah, it's culture, right?
Very good. Very good. Thank you, Mark. I'm pretty sure Evan and Natania have the same answer, right? Yeah. Yes. The base word is culture. So when you think about culture, bahasa Indonesianya kan budaya. Yeah. So something that a practice that society does. That's why cultural means something that a particular or specific social or ethnic group, a practice that a particular social or ethnic group do. Okay. Whereas the difference between tradition is a practice or custom. So the tradition is the practice or custom handed down from older people to younger people. Have you guys ever heard, like, even in a family, you have your own tradition, right? Like, oh, my family have this tradition. This is what we do every Thanksgiving or every time it's Christmas. This is our tradition. This is what we do. Okay. Whereas cultural has a lot to do with the identity of the social group. Okay. It has a lot to do with the identity and what the social group represents. Okay. Any questions? If not, if there are no questions, give me a thumbs up if you guys understand. Cool. Nice. Okay. Nice. Okay. Cool. Okay. So it's safe for me to move on. Let's move on. Okay. Yes. Here we go. to word study. Oh no, Miss Judah, why word study? Well, y'all are gonna need it, okay? You guys need to learn some word study, okay? All right, but before I go, who is familiar with prefix and suffix? Who's familiar with it? Give me a thumbs up if you know what prefix and suffix means. Okay. Okay. Monica, Mark. All right. Okay. Natania. Okay. Let's go with Natania. What do you think prefix mean?
It's like the beginning of a word.
Yes. Something placed at the beginning of the word. Very good. Yes. All right. Who knows an example of a prefix? Give me a thumbs up if you know the example of a prefix. Okay. Mark, go ahead.
Like, what? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Over calculated.
Okay, very good, very good. So the prefix for that would be over, yeah? So here is the deal. Here's the shenanigans, my chicken nuggets. I'm gonna call you guys chicken nuggets from now on, okay? Because I have a friend who calls me chicken nugget, and I miss her so badly because she went back to the US. So I'm gonna call you guys chicken nuggets, okay? Hope you guys are okay with that. Okay. All right. So examples of prefix. So prefix is placed at the beginning of the word. Okay. Remember, beginning of the word. The beginning, people, not the end. Okay. The beginning of the word. The example of prefixes are in, re, over, and un. Okay. What does in means not? Re means again. Over means too much. Un, that means the same as in, which is not. Yeah. So now when you think of the word that starts with an in, you know that basically it means not. Okay. And if you have a word that starts with a re, that means you know that it's the re means again. And if you have a word that starts with over, you know that over means too much. Yeah. And if you have a word that starts with an un, you know that it means not. Okay. So Miss Duna, what's your point? Here's my point. What you're doing right now is you're gonna learn to deconstruct a word to find its meaning. What does deconstruct mean? Deconstruct, I like to call it in Indonesian, memisahkan, membedah. So what you're doing is you're gonna bedah the word into separate units for you to be able to find the meaning. How do we do that, Miss Duna? How is a word formed? A word formed by having the prefix and the base word or the root word, okay? Combine the prefix and the base word together, you have a word, people, okay? You got a word. So example would be invisible, rewrite, overpriced, or uncertain. Now, how do we deconstruct it? You deconstruct the word by separating the prefix and the base word. Okay, so for example, in invisible, if you are going to deconstruct it, that means you're going to separate the prefix, right? In, and the base word would be visible. That's how you deconstruct it. Okay, I think there's okay. So by deconstructing the word invisible, I think I'm just going to chat it. So if in means not, in means not. Visible means able to be seen, right? This is how you deconstruct it. Wait, I'm going to send it to everyone. Sorry. Why does it have to be only for specific people? Okay. To everyone. You guys can check the chat, okay? Okay, so that's how you deconstruct the word, okay? You separate the prefix and the base word. So the base word is visible, which means able to be seen, right? The prefix is in, meaning not. So what does invisible means? Easy, not able to be seen. That's what it means. It's called deconstructing the word to find the meaning. If you guys understand, give me a thumbs up. Okay, nice. Thank you, Mark. Okay, thank you. Evan, all good? Understand? Yes, cool. All right, nice. Okay, so let's test it out if you guys can learn to deconstruct the word, okay? Okay, so rewrite. What does it mean? Rewrite. Okay, go ahead, Mark.
To write something again.
Very good. Write something again. What about overpriced? Overpriced. Monica, go ahead.
Too expensive?
Very good. Yes, too expensive. Yes, very good. How do you deconstruct it, Monica?
Over means like too much.
Yes.
And with the price.
Yeah, very good. Too much, too pricey. Yeah. So meaning too expensive. Yeah. Okay, what about uncertain? Uncertain. Uncertain. What does that mean? Okay. Kathleen, what does uncertain mean?
Not sure.
Okay, how do you deconstruct it, my dear Kathleen?
I'm not certain the meaning is sure.
Very good. Yes, that's how you deconstruct it. Do you guys understand? Like how if you deconstruct the word, it's easier for you to understand. But the key is for you to understand the prefixes. Okay. So what does in means? What does un mean? What does over mean? What does re mean? Right? Therefore, then you can deconstruct it and understand the meaning of the word. Okay. Very good, guys. All right. So here's the shenanigans again, my chicken nuggets. In and un has the same meaning, right? But not every word can use in or un. So who here knows when to use in and when to use un? Give me a hand raise if you know when to use in and un. Evan, do you know or you don't know?
I guess on.
Okay. Mark, do you know when to use in or un? They have the same meaning though, but not every word can use the same. Some words you can't use in, some words you can't use on. All right, since no one knows, here's the answer, okay? Bear with me. You use in. In is often used with words that has Latin roots. So who here knows that a lot of English words, they are from Latin words? Give me a hand raise if you know that. That English words, certain English words, they have a Latin root or they come from Latin words, okay? Miss Judah, does that mean I have to memorize all Latin words? No, my chicken nuggets, no need, okay? Like if you guys are so afraid to make a mistake with in and un, I suggest you guys just Google it, right? To make sure that you're correct. But usually if you do know certain Latin words, then that helps you very much to know when to use in and un. So you use the prefix in when it has Latin roots. Like for example, invisible, right? Invisible has Latin roots from the word vis, okay? Vis in Latin, it means to see. Since it has a Latin root, that's why they use the prefix in, okay? Give me a thumbs up if you guys understand what I'm saying so that I know that y'all, okay, cool. Very nice. Nice. Okay, so miss, does that mean I use un for words that does not have Latin roots? Yes, okay. So you use in when it has Latin roots, for example, invisible, right? From the Latin word vis. It's pretty cool, isn't it? How our language is formed, right? Like English does not stand alone. It needs help from other language, such as Latin, right? Latin words. in order to form an English word, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah. That's how language or words are created, which is awesome. Okay. Next. Oh, any questions? If you guys have no question, give me a thumbs up so I continue. All right, 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 all right. Cool, 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 cool. All right, I'm gonna continue, okay? Welcome to grammar. where what you guys dread the most, okay? All right. Okay. Come on, we're gonna make it fun, okay? So what you're gonna learn today in grammar is indefinite pronoun. So what does indefinite pronoun means? Let's start with the base word, indefinite. Indefinite means not certain or not specific, okay? So indefinite pronouns are something that is not specific. What are they? What is the example, Ms. Juna? Something, nowhere, anyone. Those are indefinite pronouns because it's not specific. So for example, if I say something, it's not specific because something can be anything, okay? If I say nowhere, it's not specific. It's uncertain, okay? And if I say anyone, that's not specific either because it can be Evan, it can be Mark, it can be Natania, it can be myself or anyone, right? So again, if you're going for indefinite pronouns, always remember to use pronouns that are not specific, such as something, nowhere, anyone, somewhere, right? Those are called indefinite pronouns, okay? Now, what comes after indefinite pronouns, Miss Juna? I'm glad you asked. Adjective. Dun, 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 dun. Adjective. Kata sifat, okay? So usually what comes after an indefinite pronoun is an adjective. So for example, something right. Something is the indefinite pronoun. Right is an adjective. Okay? So the adjective is placed after the indefinite pronoun. Okay? Anyone else can give me another example of an indefinite pronoun with adjective? You guys can chat it out. Try to give me an example of another indefinite pronoun with an adjective. So I can see that you guys have already understand. All right, let's go with Natania. Do you have another example?
Somewhere far.
Somewhere far. Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. What about Eric? Do you have an example of another indefinite pronoun with an adjective? Okay, Kathleen? Do you have an example? Okay, something tells me. Okay.
Stuff.
Huh?
Some stuff.
Some stuff. I'm not sure that's something great, Evan. That's very good. Something great. Okay, so Kathleen, I think what you need to go for after the pronoun is an adjective. Okay, I think stuff consists of, it's more of a noun. Yeah, but good job. Okay, regardless. Good job, Evan. Something great. What about Leora? Do you have another example of an indefinite pronoun with an adjective?
I don't have any.
Someone what? Okay. What about Adeline? 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 Adeline Casey? Eileen? Something beautiful. Yeah, something beautiful. Very good. Very good, Adeline. All right. What about you, Mark? Do you have an example?
About someplace cold.
Someplace cold. Very good. Yeah, someplace cold. Someplace cold. Somewhere cold is pretty. Okay. All right. Good job, guys. Good job. All right. Let's move on to another grammar. All right. So here's the thing. There's prenominal and postnominal adjective. Who knows the meaning of the prefix pre and post? Give me a hand raise if you know the meaning of the prefix pre and post. Hand raise. Okay, go ahead, Evan. What is the meaning of?
Pre is before and post is after.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. So the prefix pre, it means before. Pre and prefix post, it means after. So if you guys know like pre-test, post-test, pre-test means you have the test before the material. Post-test means you have the test after the material. Okay? That's the difference. Okay? Pre and post. Pre is before, post is after. Okay? Now, what is the meaning of prenominal and postnominal adjective, guys? Okay, so prenominal adjective, always remember that the adjective appears before, since it's pre, the adjective appears before the noun. So for example, sweet flavor, right? Sweet is the adjective, flavor is the noun. So the adjective goes before the noun. So it's sweet flavor, okay? And postnominal, it means that the adjective appears after the noun, and it actually uses indefinite pronouns. So for example, something fascinating. So the word fascinating is an adjective, right? So something fascinating, okay? If you guys understand so far, give me a thumbs up so I know. Very good. Okay, let's see. How many people read? Okay, good. Kathleen. All right, awesome, awesome. All right, good. Okay, Mark understands. All right, y'all are smart chicken nuggets, okay? Okay, so that's the difference between that's the difference between prenominal and postnominal adjective, okay? Prenominal adjective, the adjective appears before the noun, followed with a noun. Postnominal means that the adjective appears after the noun, okay? Reflection time before we go to the fun stuff, which is the game time, okay? So now let's go with the reflection first. All right, what is a prefix? And give me one example of a prefix. All right, go ahead, Mark.
A prefix is something that appears before a word, like uncertain.
Okay. All right, very good. Thank you. Anyone else have a different example? All right, then let's move on. Okay. Next question is, what is indefinite pronoun? What is indefinite pronoun? Anyone want to respond? Indefinite pronoun. All right, let's go with a pronoun that is uncertain. Very good, Natania. Yes, a pronoun that's uncertain. Beatrice, can you give me an example of an indefinite pronoun? No need the adjective, just the pronoun, indefinite pronoun itself. Are you gonna chat it, or you can unmute yourself too? You don't need to chat it. All right, let's see. Fiona, unmute yourself, please. Can you give me an example of a indefinite pronoun? Just the pronoun, no need the adjective.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyone?
Anyone. Good. Very good. Very good, very good. Okay, thank you. Next question. What is the difference between pre-nominal and post-nominal adjective? Whoever gets to answer this, y'all have a good memory. Okay, pre-nominal and post-nominal? Anyone? Yesaya? Yesaya? Go ahead, unmute yourself.
Yeah.
What is the difference between pre-nominal and post-nominal adjective?
The difference is pre is before
Mhm.
and pro is after.
Okay, good. So what is pre-nominal adjective? It's okay if you forgot. Just tell me you forget so that I can choose someone else, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you though. You did good job in the giving me the difference between pre and post, okay? Anyone knows the difference between pre-nominal and post-nominal? Okay, Evan, go ahead.
An adjective depends on the places. For example, pre-nominal, which means that adjective is placed before the word or before. And a post-nominal adjective, that means that the adjective is placed after the word.
Can you give me an example of pre-nominal and post-nominal?
Post-nominal is might be somewhere cold.
Okay.
And pre-nominal is it's quite difficult.
Yeah, it is. Just think simple example, like simple adjective with a noun. Should I give you an adjective? Would that help you?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, stinky.
Stinky socks.
Very good. Yes, that's a pre-nominal. Pre-nominal adjective, okay? Stinky socks. So the adjective is placed before the noun, okay? All right. If you guys understand, give me a thumbs up so that I know I still have your attention. Give me all the attention in the world, people. Thank you. Thank you. Mark, you good? You good? Understand? Cool. All right. Who's ready for some games? Y'all ready for some games? All right. I hope you guys are very interactive in this, okay? Because it would be fun. Okay. Game time. It's going to be ironic, but fun, okay? The game is excuses, excuses, excuses. Give me a good excuse. Okay. So I'm going to give you a context. For example, maybe lying. Like I'll give you a bad behavior and you have to give me an excuse for that behavior, for that bad behavior. Okay. Your job is to convince me and make me accept your excuse. Okay. So let's go to the first one. Give me a good excuse for forgetting to do your homework. Anyone have a good excuse for forgetting to do your homework? All right, Mark, take the floor.
Yes, I did not do my homework because I was going to do my homework, but then my cat died and I was mourning, so I did not have time to do my homework.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Unacceptable. Okay, unacceptable. You. All right, anyone else have a good excuse? Forgetting to do your homework. Like, give me a good excuse for forgetting to do your homework. If I gave you a homework and you forget to do your homework, what would be your excuse? So Mark would be, my cat died. I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty unacceptable for me. So anyone else have a good excuse? But that's a good one though. My cat died. Anyone else? Okay, Kathleen, go ahead.
My Wi-Fi was bad.
Oh. Okay. A bit here. You didn't fully convince me, but yeah, okay. All right, anyone else with a good excuse? Like, convince me, people. Okay, Monica, go ahead.
I'm sorry I didn't do my homework because suddenly something very important came up.
Which is? If I was the teacher, I would ask, which is? Okay. Okay. Anyone else have good excuse? Like, blow my mind, people. Come on. Anyone else have good excuse? Okay, Kathleen, go ahead.
I'm sorry I didn't do my homework because I was too busy crying over my dead cat.
Oh, you guys are brutal, really? Yeah. Oh my god, my chicken nuggets are brutal. Okay, you guys use a dead cat as a reference? This is, oh god, guys. Mark, you're to blame. Okay, you're to blame with this thing. Okay, all right. Okay. Any other excuse? Unacceptable, Kathleen. Unacceptable. All right. Any other good excuse? I see Evan's so serious. Evan, do you have a good excuse for forgetting to do your homework?
Sorry, I forgot to do your homework because I went to my cousin's because there's an event, his
Okay.
birthday.
Okay.
I forgot to do it because I planned to do it before the event, but it turned out that
Okay. Okay. Well, I accept the fact that you explained why you didn't do it before. But still, I don't, nah. Okay, anything else? Any other excuse? Okay, Yesaya. Kelihatannya kamu punya ini alasan kenapa kamu lupa buat PR. Give me your excuse. Sorry, I didn't do my homework because my dog ate my homework. Okay, that's from Daphnia. Okay, so guys, funny story that literally happened to me. I remember I was in elementary. I had a Balinese Balinese subject, right? Bahasa Bali. And then I had a homework. The thing is, my dog ate my homework. Literally. It was like a piece of paper with aksara and stuff. And then I had to do it. But then my dog took my paper and ate it. And of course, my teacher did not accept it. So I had to do it double. Sad. Okay, I don't understand why this is not a good excuse. I think the dog ate my homework is close to being good, but still unacceptable though. But okay. Good job, Daphnia. Okay. Evan, I just put a couple of dog foods. I just put a couple of dog foods on my papers. Okay, that's your excuse. Okay, Yesaya says because I have brain cramps. Can anyone explain to me what a brain cramp means? Yesaya, explain yourself. What does brain cramp mean? Kayak sakit kepala gitu?
Otaknya nge-lag.
Otaknya nge-lag. Okay. Okay, well, yeah. Okay, that's possible. And filmed it. So it's valid. Okay, so you had brain cramps, but then you filmed it, so it's valid. Okay. Smart. Oh, wait. Evan, that's Evan. Okay, I just put a couple of dog food on my papers and filmed it, so it's valid. Okay. All right, go ahead, Evan. You have another excuse.
my brother borrowed my pencil and my pen, so basically my pencil case, so I can't even write it on my papers.
Ooh, close enough to a good excuse. You guys are starting to convince me, but not fully yet. I lost my book, Natania. Oh, okay. Oh, I like this response. Gaudia, I ate it. So Gaudia, in what situation would you eat your homework? Okay, so where's Gaudia? Gaudia, unmute yourself. Oh, stress? You're so stressed that you eat your homework. Wow. Girl, that's sad. Okay, Daphnia, I didn't do my homework because I lost my homework at my cousin's house. Oh, and Gaudia, yes, I do that with my Kumon homework. Oh my gosh, you really did that with your Kumon homework? You ate your homework? Seriously? Wow. I mean, I don't think anyone can literally eat their. Really? Wow. Okay. Usually I rip my homework, not eat it, but okay. I mean, what an experience, Gaudia. Yeah, but I heard Kumon is so stressful and a lot of, like homework and stuff. So you guys know the meme, tell me you're Asian without telling me you're Asian? Like that kind of meme. And I always say, tell me you're Asian without telling me you're Asian. Kumon. Because I feel like only Asian kids do Kumon and stuff. So yeah. Okay. Next ini ya. Let's see. Okay, give me a good excuse for saying a bad word. I don't know if there's any good excuse for saying a bad word, but give me a good excuse for saying. Okay, Mark, go ahead. Take the floor.
Yes. Yesterday I was having a really bad day.
Oh.
And then I stepped on a really, really sharp rock, so
Okay.
I decided to say a swear word.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Okay, that's kind of acceptable. Okay. All right, that's kind of acceptable. The reason why it's kind of, I still think that you could say other words besides the swear word, but okay. It's kind of acceptable. You're getting there. Okay, anyone else have a good excuse for saying a bad word? No one else? Okay, Kathleen, go ahead.
Sorry, I said a bad word because I heard my parents say it.
Oh, wow. Okay. My gosh, I'm grateful my parents never did say a bad word in front of me. Did that really happen, Kathleen?
No, it's just.
It's just an
I made
example.
it up.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Kind of acceptable. Because you could still choose not to say it even though your parents said it. Okay. So that's fine. All right. Any other? Give me an excuse for saying a bad word. Any other good excuse? No? Okay. Then maybe this last one would trigger some response more. Give me a good excuse for lying. Give me a good excuse for lying. Anyone have a good excuse for lying? Oh my gosh, I just read this. Evan, I flushed my Kumon papers to the toilet. Oh wow. That is hardcore. Okay, anyone have a good can think of a good excuse for lying? If I ask you, okay, sorry I lied to you. This is from Definia. Sorry I lied to you. It's actually because I don't want to hurt your feelings. Yep, this is a common excuse for lying. I don't want to hurt your feelings. Okay. Any other excuse that you guys can think of for lying? Like, okay. Eric, I never lie. I would never lie. I would never lie to you. Trust me, right? What kind of excuse is that? That's asking me to trust. Okay. I lied to you because I don't want you to be angry. Whoa. Huh. Okay. Okay. Anyone else have a good excuse for lying? So far, I'm not convinced yet. Okay. Anyone else have a good excuse for lying? Okay. Natania, I can't tell you the truth because it's my secret. Oh, okay. You're starting to convince me. Yeah, because some things are just a secret. So if people ask you, oh, yeah. Okay, you're getting there. You're about to convince me. Okay, I'm sorry I lied to you. I didn't think you'll be able to handle the truth. Huh. Okay. I'm still deciding, guys, whether I'm gonna buy that excuse or not. Okay. Oh, Yesaya, I believe me, I never lie. Oh, okay. Who in here never lies? Give me a thumbs up if you never lied in your life. Yesaya only. Yes, Yesaya, you always tell the truth. You're a man of the truth, aren't you? All right. Give me a thumbs up if in your life you have lied. Okay, Monica. Okay. Okay. All right. I see a lot of hand raised. Okay. Thumbs up. I see a lot of thumbs up. Okay. All right. So, Mark, I'm sorry I lied because I was really stressed. So I started hallucinating. And then a magic monkey told me not to trust the humans in return too. So I lied. Okay, blame it on the psychological problems. Yes. All right. So stressed that I had to lie. Yes. Okay. Has anyone ever lied because they're stressed? Give me a thumbs up if you have lied because you're stressed. Super stressed out that you're not able to tell the truth. Okay, give me a thumbs up if that ever happened to you guys. Ah, Kathleen, you want to share? Like what was so stressed? No? Okay. It's totally fine. Okay, Evan, I'm sorry I lied to you because I don't want to see you worry and stress about my homework. Oh, sorry, this is you lying that you done your homework or something? Okay. 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 Yeah, okay. Okay, so here's the key, guys. Here's the irony of the game. I don't accept any of your excuses because you're not supposed to give an excuse to your bad behavior. Yes, that's the irony of the game. So no matter how good of an excuse you give me, I would never accept it because it's always better for you to come clean, tell the truth, and then make up for your mistakes or for your bad behavior. Okay. But give me a thumbs up if you agree that it's okay to make excuses for bad behaviors. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with that statement. Okay. Beatrice, why do you believe that it's okay to make excuses for bad behavior? Oh, you have no excuse? Okay. Okay. Who here agrees with me that it's not okay to make excuses for bad behavior? Give me a thumbs up. All right, Mark agrees with me. Okay. Monica agrees. Okay, Mark, why do you agree that it's not good to make excuses for bad behaviors?
Because I mean, making excuses all the time is actually not really nice. And if you keep on, how do you call it, accepting their excuses, they could take advantage of you.
Yes, very good, Mark. Thank you. Okay, Monica, why do you agree that it's not good to make excuses for bad behaviors? Yeah, Monica, go ahead.
Because last time I was in trouble because of something, and my parents were mad at me, and I tried to make up excuses, but I think too hard and I almost fainted.
You almost fainted. Oh wow. Oh wow. Must be serious. Okay. All right. Anyone else want to give me next? Okay, go ahead, Evan.
Because excuses leads to another excuses, and it leads to another excuses. For example, if I lie to somebody, and that somebody finally find out, and he will ask why I lied. So I lied another time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you need another excuse to cover up your
Yeah.
excuse. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. So it's always better, guys, to come clean. And then whatever it is, mistakes that you make, it's always better to make up. So if you didn't do my homework, here's the thing. Don't give me any excuse. Just say you're sorry and say, I will do better, Miss Duna. Okay? Now you know that you cannot give excuses for me, okay? All right. Who else agrees with me that it's not good to make excuses for bad behavior? Okay, Kathleen, go ahead. Explain to me why you agree that it's not good to make excuses for bad behavior.
Because it's like my brother, he likes to make excuses, and now my parents don't trust him, and I don't trust him.
Ah, yes. Okay, Natanya, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, your life wouldn't be peaceful after that.
Yeah. Do you guys agree that making excuses is the same thing as lying? Give me a thumbs up if you agree with that. Like making excuses is just the same as lying. Okay. Oh, apparently Daphnia agrees and Monica agrees. Okay. Leora. What about you, Mark? Do you agree that making excuses is the same as lying?
Yes.
Yeah, you do. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. So, all right, I'm going to give one person a chance to give like a bad behavior for us to make excuses for. Who wants to give it a go? Give me a hand raise if you want to give it a go. No one? All right. Oh, wait. Let's think of another one, shall we? Okay. Okay, give me a good reason not to make excuses. Give me a good reason not to make excuses. But you guys just did though. A lot of y'all just did. Okay. So okay, we're just gonna skip that. Okay. Anyone have an example of a bad behavior that we can make excuses for though? Like a bad behavior that we usually make excuses for instead of like homework or give me a good excuse for overeating. Give me a good excuse for overeating. Yes, you can go to the restroom, Elias. Okay, stealing, copying. Okay, stealing, copying. Cool. All right, who has one good excuse for overeating? Overeating, like eating too much. Okay, go ahead, Mark.
Yes, because I was watching YouTube and then I saw a video of a fat man eating tons of food.
Yeah.
And it got the 7 billion views. So I thought maybe if I also become fat and eat tons of food, I could get many views and get lots of money.
Okay. Okay, that's a different world of excuse that I've encountered today. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, so our time is up, sadly, but before I end the class, if you guys have no question, please give me a thumbs up if you have no questions for our material today. Give me a thumbs up if everything is clear. Okay, awesome sauce, my chicken nuggets. Okay, so I will see you next week, okay? I'll see you next week with another game and with another material, all right? Bye, guys. Have a good day, yeah?